What up, y'all? This is Hip Hop History, and we are back with another recap. This time we got Murda Mook versus Verb, RBE. The long awaited, much anticipated battle. Two legends. Got New York versus St. Louis, and I watched this battle twice. First time I watched it, I was real hype. I was into it, did not disappoint. Second time around, much less interesting battle. So I don't think it's gonna have a ton of replay value. It might, because I'm sure that people are gonna debate it. And for me, I had it the same way both times. I had a Verb winning 2-1, Adam Edge in the first, Adam Edge in the second, and I had Mook clearly taking that third round. So that's why I say it could be debatable. Verb got a lot of fans behind them right now, and a lot of people saying 3-0, and that alone is kind of crazy to me. I don't know how you could give him the third, but this is sort of like one of those battles where everyone's been waiting for Mook to lose and like hoping he loses. So I don't think he's getting enough credit, but at the same time, I think a lot of the criticism is on point. So to Mook, I think you got to listen. You got to listen to the people and go back to the drawing board and figure out how you could step your performance up a bit or make it more interesting. So that's my biggest issue with Mook. Uh, we could go round by round, but basically it's pretty much the same for the first two rounds. So with Mook, it's a lot of wordplay. It's very dense and it's excellent writing, which is why you look at it kind of crazy, like why is it not hitting like that? It should definitely be hitting a lot harder because there's a lot of like genius lines in there, some dry spots here and there, but but it's just sort of like one level like playing from beginning to end. Like his rounds start the same way, they end the way same way they start. Real monotone, monotonous wordplay, just wordplay, 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 and one of the main things that I think always beats schemes and all that type of stuff is just haymakers, back to back, and that's what Verb came with. Verb's rounds, with the contrast of how he spits is like the way he crafts it is he builds to that peak, and by the end of the round, he's got everyone going crazy. Starts off kind of slow, he's just talking to him, and then builds little by little, and until he's just hitting you with haymaker after haymaker, and that is why I had Verb edging rounds one and round two. The third round, I thought Mook left Earth. That third round was crazy to me. Some of the angles like you've heard them before, but Mook did them in a unique way and he went really deep with it. I like that round a lot. That one might get like the most replay value from me. But I don't really judge battles like if you win the third by a lot, you win the whole battle. I had it, round by round, and I had Verb taking the first and the second. So for me, like my biggest issue, like I'm not really a big fan of Mook. I'm not really a big fan of Verb either, to be honest. But with Mook, my biggest issue with him is that he's just way too impressed with himself. And you'd think confidence is a good thing, but I don't know. He just has this vibe about him where he acts like every line that he spits is the greatest line of all time, or like that the fans aren't catching it. And battle rap fans are real sharp. We do catch it. Like I said, I watched it twice, and I probably caught like two bars that I didn't catch the first time around. Like we get it. Um, but it's just not hitting for some reason. So my advice to Mook would be you got to balance out your rounds a little bit. You got to break things up. You can't scheme that much in a row. And I think that was the difference in this battle, as simple as it is. Another weird thing, Mook was touching Verb non-stop. Like he was touching him like three times per line, and poking him and rubbing him and caressing him at times. Like weird, not no pause worthy stuff, but just like non-stop. Like his hand was attached to Verb's chest. He just would not leave him alone. Verb in the first round, he was getting annoyed. He slapped his hand away. Got to a point they got in each other's faces. Security broke it up. It was, it's a lot about nothing. You knew nothing was gonna happen. They came to rap, and Got to salute Verb. He was patient and he just let it go. He let Mook continue to do that the whole battle and just said whatever it is, what it is. So that was a little weird to me, but I like that. I like some tension. I like intensity in battle. So nothing wrong with that. But that was mainly the difference for me. And I do think this battle is debatable. I think you could argue Mook could have took either of those first two rounds just based on the writing alone, because a lot of people aren't gonna admit it, but like Verb's writing isn't that crazy. He will hit you with the haymakers, but it's more of the way he's performing the bars that makes it that much more interesting. And it was enough of a difference for me to edge him those rounds. But there's like, people are running around like Verb 3-0 and ARP on the mic talking about this battle's gonna shift the culture and all this stuff. I wouldn't go too crazy with that. Like, I don't think it really affects them that much. With Mook, for me, like he's not undefeated. I feel like he took L's Smack DVD days. In this new era, you could say he's undefeated, but everyone takes L's. I don't think this will be a big deal. It wasn't a body by any means. So for Mook, I think his legacy is pretty secure. I think he could still probably charge a lot. People will still come out to see him if they announce him versus Surf or anything like that. You're gonna watch it, even if you think Mook is boring. So how much does it hurt his stock? I don't think it really does at all. For Verb, I think this was a big difference for him, but mainly just because he's chasing Lux. So this gives him a good argument to try to get him. Aside from that, definitely that's a huge battle to have under your belt. Beating Mook, that's as good as it gets. So, but like even if he didn't, Verb's legacy is solidified too. Don't get it twisted. Like I'm hard on Verb because I know how good he could be and how good he used to be. But I don't think we'll ever see that Verb again. But he put work into this culture, and he's been solidified. So if he would have lost this battle, wouldn't have helped things. This win though, I think that's where it helps him mainly, is the fact that it can help him try to get Lux. Aside from that, I don't know. I think people are going a little crazy right now. I don't think Mook was whack at all. I think he had three really solid rounds, so that's why I don't think this hurts him. Um, but it is something to that. Like he's gotta figure out how to be more entertaining, and he can't do anything about his voice. He tries to switch his flows up from time to time, and that's a lot worse. Like he can't do that. It's similar to like Rex, where he'll get into those weird flows. I don't know. It works for Rex, but it wasn't really hitting for Mook. But in his third round, it did, and Mook's third was like Mook at his best. If he would have came with 3 rounds like that, I think this could have been real ugly for Verb. I think Verb had a solid performance, but I've seen better from him. I've seen better writing, and Verb, please stop with the woo. All that the wooing. I don't know. I can't stand that. But it is what it is, and overall, I thought it was a good battle. I'd love to hear some debates. If you think Mook won, let me know why. And same for Verb, but I feel like that the majority got Verb winning, and I'd say rightfully so. So, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe, share the link, and again, drop a comment. Let me know what you think. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Peace.